I'm cooler, damn it. All right, I'm recording. Let's. Oh shit! All right, let's. Is it recording? Recording. Han Solo. I'm the captain of Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage into the Alderaan system.
Yes, indeed. If it's a fast ship.
Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Okay.
I've outrun Imperial starships, not local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about big Corellian ships now. She's fast enough for you, old man. What's your cargo?
Only passengers, myself, the boy, 2 droids, and no questions asked.
What is it? Some kind of local trouble?
Let's just say we'd like to avoid any Imperial entanglements.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? Well, and it's going to cost you something extra. 10,000 in advance.
10,000? We could almost buy our own ship for that.
But who's going to fly it, kid? You?
You bet I could. I'm not such a bad pilot myself. We don't have to sit here and listen. We haven't that much with us, but we could pay you 2,000 now, plus 15 when we reach Alderaan.
17, huh? Okay, you guys got a ship. We'll leave as soon as you're ready. Docking Bay 94.
94.
Looks like somebody's beginning to take an interest in your handiwork.
This is the way.
We're wanted men.
So awesome. Oh.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to another edition of the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast. We said we weren't going to do that anymore, but this is like 32 now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just look at the notes.
Episode 32.
We're getting up there, man. That's awesome. Keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
You know, I know we recorded, you know, that we're not going to fake it because we record, you know, why fake it? But I'm remembering stuff that I got from last episode. Last weeks ago. Dennis Hall and Besman Prime did a giveaway for a graded AFA and 85 R2 with a sensor scope because he's doing he's teaming up with a auction house, and I don't know the name of the auction house, so I suck, but I ended up winning that. So
wow.
Jason TK brought that to me today, and wow, it's a pretty R2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So I think that's everything I've got.
I've started putting together some equipment to make a short film. I don't know if we're doing another virtual something or other for the Georgia Alliance of Star Wars Collectors. During the virtual social, I put together that dual Western kind of Boba Fett versus Mandalorian short film. And so this time I'm putting together a A-wing battle against TIE interceptors. I'm filming it though on green screen using the Action Fleet micro machines, which are a little bit bigger with characters that you can pull in and out. But I have a script. I've watched a lot of Top Gun. I'm trying to go for some of that aesthetic. I mean, what is it? What's the Western dude of all the spaghetti Westerns?
I don't.
Hold on, because I know Narayan's going to text me later. I want to get it. No, that sounded bitter. That's not what I mean. Sierra Leone. Yeah, Sierra Leone. No, that's a country. Hold on. We have time, right?
Yeah.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Was directed by Sergio Leone. So it's deeply inspired by him. Anyways, Top Gun. So I've built a dolly. It's two PVC pipes that are parallel to each other, and I built a rig that can slide against that.
Mm.
So it slides up and down at a parallel direction. So if you put an A-wing at the far end and you have the camera on the opposite end and you kind of slide this track along, the A-wing appears like it's getting bigger. And with the green screen, I can just crop everything out and just make it so that you only see the A-wing. And then I bought a gimbal, which kind of stabilizes your camera. I'm going to shoot this all on an iPhone. I'm trying to make it low budget. And my daughter's going to Asia next year, or maybe the year after. So she's going to be doing some video work, and so that'll help her. Anyways, so I have this gimbal that will smoothen out everything. So I'm able to kind of approach the A-wing. I can actually approach the A-wing. I can have it parallel to the track, the A-wing. And as I approach the A-wing, it looks like it's about to pass the camera. I can actually turn the gimbal. So it looks like the A-wing's coming towards the camera, and then I'm panning with the A-wing as it passes. So I'm very excited because I'm boring the shit out of you.
No,
I'm just
yes, I'm.
Yeah.
Wake
up.
I always enjoy listening or watching you work because you do this stuff on a shoestring budget and it looks great, which just makes things even better. Because I love I love seeing the high dollar cosplays, but to me, the people that just go in their closet and grab crap and make it look good are just as impressive.
Yeah. The thing that really excites me is this is how they used to do it in the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. They would make their models, they'd put it on blue screen, and then they would just have motion cameras programmed by computers. I don't have that technology, so I just have to do the best with what I have.
Got to use the best iPhone you can.
Yeah, I have the iPhone 12, not the Pro, but the iPhone 12. So I'm excited, obviously. You probably can hear it in my excitement.
Yeah. No, like I said, dude, I always like looking. I love you and your family are just incredibly creative, man. And it shows in your kids and it shows in, y'all just, I wish I could be as creative, it's great.
Thank you. That's for someone to call me creative is probably the best compliment I can get.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Now I'm crying. I'm going to send you a photo.
All right, cool.
That was last episode. People probably don't remember. For us, it was 5 minutes ago.
I did send Jason a photo of me crying because he played the epilogue of Rebels, which makes me cry like a little girl every time I watch it or listen to it or think about it or think about Savvy's, because Jason TK is going to be in Disney. And he booked Savvy's, and I started talking to him about it, and I got goosebumps and started tearing up, and he's just like, whatever, dude. I'm like, wait. Just wait.
You'll grow a heart.
And it grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't done Savvy's, do Savvy's. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that the spork is back.
Yes.
At Ronto Roasters. So that's something I got to pick up at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna go down there. I should have been down there last week or this week or whatever, but yeah, I couldn't get a pass to Disney, and I couldn't get a reservation, and I couldn't. I had no place to stay, so I'll have my Cincinnati trip, I guess, at ICCC. I can talk about my Cincinnati trip.
Oh, so this is the week before ICCC.
Yes,
for our listeners. What was I gonna say? I lost it. Oh, raffle.
Yes.
If you're coming to ICCC, stop by the Georgia Alliance of Star Wars Collectors and pick up a raffle ticket. Benefits the Children's Hospital of Atlanta.
Healthcare.
Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
And we are getting some good stuff, man.
What do we have?
We could just keep getting stuff. I had somebody, Dan LaSalle from New York, send me like 7 or 8 Black Series figures. That's awesome. It's going to be a hell of a raffle.
Yeah.
And you get to see our pretty faces, or at least our eyes, because we're going to be wearing masks.
Yeah, I told you, I didn't sign up for any of the booth, but just tell me where you need me.
Yeah.
I can be a floater. I don't know what our schedule is with the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, so that's why I didn't want to put my name down. But if we're doing that at 4 and you need somebody at 2, just tell me and I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, I plan on keeping everybody on a pretty short leash. It normally works out pretty good because we're all kind of hanging out and it just rotates. So we'll see what happens.
And from Toylanta, it seems like when you're at the booth, that's the place where you start talking to people and meeting people. Otherwise, you're walking and looking for toys. You're not looking at people. So that's a great place to hang and talk to people and meet people.
It really is. That's sort of where it happens. Because, I kind of got FOMO of looking through the floor, but by the 100th time of walking the floor, you kind of just get desperate. And if you haven't found anything, you got money burning a hole in your pocket, and you're going to buy that Funko Pop that you don't want or need just so you can spend money.
Speaking of Funko Pops.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. What's your favorite Star Wars Rebels Funko Pop? No,
dude, I had the whole run. That took me a while to get, man. It really did. I did that. That was a pride and joy for me to get the whole Rebels Funko Pop run.
What was the most difficult one to find?
It was easy for me to find, but the hardest one to find would be the Thrawn.
Was that exclusive to somewhere?
I believe it was, but what happens with Funko Pops is they release, it's not like they'll release some at the whatever convention and then they release them somewhere else. Like they'll release some at the convention that has, the convention sticker, and then like Hot Topic will release a few thousand of them or whatever. So each Hot Topic will get 5 of them. And that's sort of what they did with Thrawn. But at that point, I wasn't collecting the Thrawn Pop, and, I lumped on it at Toylanta. I had made a mention. I was talking that somebody had a Thrawn Pop, and I was like, damn, they want like $40 for it. And somebody looked at me and goes, I have a Thrawn. I'll sell you to you for 20. I'm like,
wow.
Okay.
Done and doner.
So that's probably the hardest. That and the Darth Maul. Actually, it's the Darth Maul, I think. The Darth Maul I had a harder time because Thrawn fell in my lap, and Darth Maul I had to kind of hunt for a minute. But it's the whole crew. It's the 3 bad guys, the 7th sister, the brother, the 5th brother, and the Inquisitor, and then Thrawn and Darth Maul.
What's your favorite Rebels pop?
Ooh.
Chopper in disguise.
Yeah, that's a cool one, but that was actually, I think that was my first Funko Pop I ever bought, was Chopper in disguise. Yeah. Because it was I think it was a Celebration 17 exclusive, and then it was at Hot Topic on that Monday, so I was able to just swing in a Hot Topic and pick it up.
Awesome. But that was a cute one.
Yeah, that one, or the Sabine's pretty cool. The Ezra's, and then the Hera, they've kind of got her leaning weird, so I had to hot glue her onto the base so she wouldn't fall. She kept falling off the base and falling over. But yeah, one of the Chopper, either the Chopper or the Chopper in disguise. But the Sabine looks cool because they got 2 versions of Sabine with their helmet on and with it off. So those are cool.
Do you have any chases?
They didn't make any for the for the Rebels.
That makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah,
those chases can be frustrating.
Right? Yes, they can be. Just like that. Yeah. What do you drink? You still drinking Knob Creek?
Yeah. I got Knob Creek, and then I got tons of water here because after this episode, I'm gonna go take the kids to oh shoot. There's something about podcasting and talking that your brain just drops every piece of information it's got stored in there. What's the ice cream place?
Brewster's, thank
you. I was gonna say Bennigan's, but that's an Irish bar.
No, is it an Irish bar, Bennigan's? I thought it might have been a cafeteria style thing. No, that's Piccadilly.
Yes.
Which I don't think.
Yeah, we're going to get ice cream after this episode, so I'm gonna drink tons of water. Awesome. I'm not feeling anything. I'm just gonna be careful.
Right. Yeah, we had another water main break, so my water's turned off.
No.
Yay. But the guy that did the work, huh?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, yay me. But the guy that did the work is like, if it's my fault, I'll fix it for free because you have a warranty. But I had to turn my water off because I turned it back on, and my neighbor calls me and is like, dude, do you know you have a water leak? Because it's in the street. It's like, crap. I thought I could get away with it for a little bit, but it didn't work. So I'm expecting to have a really, really awesome water bill here next month or two.
Dang.
Yeah. So
that's an action figure or two right there.
Yeah.
Just pouring out into the street.
It was.
So you don't know if it is previous work?
No, I'm assuming it's previous work, but you never know, because I know he had issues with it. I mean, he was kind of griping that the meter might have been old, and he probably should have called the water company to bring him a new meter, and he didn't, because he was able to fix it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. He'll either be out tomorrow, and I feel kind of bad because tomorrow's Easter, so I don't know what his deal is, but
That sucks.
yeah, I hate for him to be out there on Easter if he's got to miss time with his family. But I want water.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Yeah, I want to. Well, thankfully, my in-laws live like 5 minutes down the road, and they're out of town this weekend. So I'm gonna go break into their house and shower.
If you have to, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Or just have a drink of water. I mean, if you want to live.
Yeah. I got baby wipes.
There you go. I don't want to think about this anymore. The images are coming to my head, and I'm like, no, thank you. And now they're staying.
Right.
I have an unwelcome guest in my head. Change the topic.
Oh. And you didn't find anything, huh?
Well, go ahead.
You didn't find anything between last episode and this episode that you forgot that you got?
Rebels
or
no?
Yes.
The
last episode 5 minutes ago.
I did pick up one patch from the Galaxy's Edge trading group. There's a dude that makes the patches that look like all the Olga's Cantina coasters.
Uh-huh.
But he made a patch that looks like the Smuggler's Run patch that the cast members wear.
Right.
It's the Millennium Falcon. It's orange. It's got the lines like, I don't know, to signify speed that the Millennium Falcon's flying upward. So I picked up one of those patches. I have it with my Smuggler's Run Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
That's all I remember. I got a lot of action figures and still waiting on a couple things coming from overseas.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something that's been stuck in Hong Kong for like a week. That's been just in one spot for like 5 days. And it's like, come on, please move. Do something.
That's not cool.
No. And speaking of Galaxy's Edge, somebody had posted that, the Rogue One Stormtrooper, they made a Boba Fett that size. In the same style.
Wait, Rogue One Stormtrooper what?
The Rogue One Stormtrooper. I'm sorry. The young Jyn Erso, her Stormtrooper doll.
Yes.
They have a replica of that in Galaxy's Edge. Well, they made a Boba Fett version of that.
Oh, wow.
In the same size. And I was like, I guess I got to go back and figure out how to get one.
Yeah, there's a couple characters that if Disney and Hasbro and Lucasfilm make product of, it's just printing money.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett, Ahsoka being two of those.
Oh, there's somebody just posted that patch on Facebook. That's cool.
Darth Vader being another one.
Yeah. Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Yoda, Jedi Luke. Yoda with the
R2D2,
oh,
C3PO. Those together, I have to have.
Yeah.
I love those two.
I think because everybody loves R2D2 and C3PO.
Yep. They're perfect. They're a perfect pair.
Right.
I'm trying to think. That's all I've picked. Did I mention a couple episodes ago that I got Snice Noodles, Max Rebo, and what's the third dude? I got the Power Force 2 versions of them, and I put them on my sail barge. I got them from Second Chance.
Yeah, that guy was out there today or 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whatever, at the swap meet, just picking crap up, man. He's starting to become a face in the community, which is good to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to see some people over and over again too, like Jordan.
Yeah. And I saw Shannon. I hadn't seen Shannon in like a year. He was out at the show today, which was nice to see him.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he was saying the guy, I don't know, is his name David?
Who?
Second Chance. It starts
Chance
with
is dead.
Yeah, Chance's dad. There you go. Mr. Chance's dad.
Yeah.
He was saying they can't keep Star Wars on the shelves. It's flying off the shelves for them.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that brings people in. I think Star Wars is the common denominator in all of our collections. I think everyone, I shouldn't say everyone because, you'll get the one person. But for the most part, Star Wars really resonates. And I think that's the thing people They might get Transformers, but they'll get a little vintage Star Wars, especially in a store like that.
Yeah, I need to make my way back over there, but
Yeah, I got to frequent that place because it sounds like things come and go pretty fast. Like he said, he had that yak face for 4 hours
right.
and it was gone.
Well, that was a perfect storm for that yak face because the guy was looking for it. Martin knew the guy had it sitting at Second Chance, so he connected them together. And but that was a weird story with that lot because the guy who had it had posted it on Facebook, and then I guess people started messaging him, offering him money, and then he was like, "Wait a minute." Offering him more than what he wanted, or hey, I'm fishing for stuff. And then he pulled it and was like, no, I'm going to do an auction. And then next thing you know, it's at Second Chance. So I was talking to him about that. And he's like, yeah, that guy was a weird dude. And just sort of, he's like, yeah, I ended up with it. And that's all he really said. It was just sort of a weird situation.
Huh.
But
interesting.
Yeah. But the guy that got the yak face was happy.
Good. That's all that's important.
Yeah, because it was his last figure, and it's fun when you complete that 92 run.
Was it 93 though, right? Because Yak Face wasn't on the back.
Dude, I don't know.
It's 93 run. Because we're going to do this in the ICCC, we're going to talk about vintage 92/93. This is something I learned. We're going to do the current cost of those action figures at the ICCC show. So we're going to talk some vintage there. But when I was making my list, I had 93 figures, and I'm like, this isn't right. And so I learned later that it's actually a 92 back didn't include Yak Face. And a lot of people didn't know Yak Face was available until kind of later because it was Canadian only.
Right. Or Australia or what. Yeah, it wasn't available in the States.
Well, the North American card back was Canada only.
Okay.
At least that's my understanding. Please don't be yelling at me in the car.
Jason, you're a... I don't know. I don't know either, so you can yell at me too. Well, I'm just finding this out, and yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what they're considering the run because, you do have some people that'll throw the Max Rebo brand in there, and then it's like, do you throw Jabba in there?
I think the way they consider it is if it had a card back.
Okay.
And so Max Rebo was never on a card. There was Nice Noodles or what's his face? Pinky Flute Man.
From Max Rebo brand?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, they were in a package together though.
Yeah, but what's his name? That's the thing I'm struggling with.
Oh.
Max Rebo.
Was it Nice Noodles?
Nice Noodles is the singer. Who's the Pinky Flute Man?
Hold on.
I'm looking it up. People are yelling at us.
Flute.
What's Pinky Flute Man, people? Yell louder. I can't hear you. Droopy McCool.
Droopy.
He's got the best name, too.
It was Droopy McCool. That's something different, though. That's the remake.
When I was a kid, this is pre-internet, I had a sleepover at a friend's house, and we forgot Wicket's name.
Oh, my God.
And we spent 2 hours trying to remember Wicket's name.
How old were you?
I don't remember. It was pre-internet, so I was young.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, I guess they don't really announce his name in the movies. So.
No, they don't. And it was all the peripheral, the action figures and stuff like that you would get that information in.
Yeah. Oh, the good old pre-internet days.
Yeah. The good old days. A lot of fond memories. I remember buying a CD filled with Star Wars screensavers. And then you would load it onto your screensavers was the thing. Like growing up, it was just like, what screensaver am I going to put on? And I bought a disc, a CD-ROM with all these Star Wars screensavers, and one that was just like 8-bit graphic, but Ben and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader would walk on screen fighting each other. Those are the good old days.
Oh. Yeah. Awesome.
So so we're going to talk Rebels collecting and the value of things.
Yes.
Do you know what the most expensive, we'll start there, the most expensive Rebels action figure is?
Not including Ahsoka?
We're talking figures released in Rebel style and it could be from the Rebels line. They were released in The Force Awakens. They were released in Rogue One packaging. There's Black Series versions of them, but I'm specifically referring to people from the show.
Isn't it the 3 3/4 Thrawn or something about that? That's makes it expensive.
No, there's one that's more expensive than Thrawn. Thrawn is going for, drum roll please. I gotta scroll down. Where are you? Did I not grab it? Hold on. Thrawn is about $13. No, $30.
Okay.
There's somebody more expensive.
Did I have no clue? Would it be Zab? No, it wouldn't be Zab. And you're not talking Lego. You're talking.
I'm talking 3.75 action figure. And 6-inch, to be fair.
Okay.
I have prices for both.
Dude, I don't know.
It's SL17 who came on the Rebels card back. I think I have him here. Where is he? I thought he had him here. It's the Jedi Temple Guard.
Oh yeah.
That dude was tough to track down.
I remember hearing about that. Was a hard one to find.
I thought I have him right here. Oh yeah, here he is. Yeah, I got him here. He's got his yellow lightsaber. He's got the face mask and like the white cloak. He was called SL17 because they were big on numbering things back then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's the most expensive at $150.
Holy crap!
Chopper, the one that I don't have, he's $50.
Yeah, Chopper. I got that one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I found them at a Disney store in Chicago for like $10. So I had to, and
that's awesome.
At that point, I was like, damn, $10 for this, but I knew he was hard to find.
So the original run of card back is the Stormtrooper back. The card back itself is a Stormtrooper head, and this is their way. Well, they're not really saving on printing because on the back it's unique for each figure. Anyways, that's the style, and it's just like the bubbles taped and glued onto the Stormtrooper helmet. Agent Callus is $40, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Kanan is 14 currently, and I'm looking from. I should add the information. I checked eBay from January to March of this year, 2021, and I looked at the highest selling, and I kind of took an average of the lowest selling. I guess this is not scientific or anything like that, so I could be off. You could maybe find it for more, maybe find it for less if you're lucky. So that's where these prices are coming from. Kanan is selling for 14. The Inquisitor is 12. Ezra is 16, and the Stormtrooper is 19, probably because people like to figure troop build.
Right. And those are all the 3 3/4.
Yep. And finishing out that line real quick, the TIE Pilot and the ATDP driver. The TIE Pilot is going for $13, and the driver is going for $23, and that's the kind of proto chicken walker, the ATDP. There was more figures that they released in the Rebels line, but they were not the Rebels style, meaning they were more realistic. The Rebels are kind of more geometric, I would say, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. Then they made the Mission series, which gave you 2 figures, and there was only a couple from the Rebels line. There was Zeb and the Stormtrooper, and that one's selling for about $32. Mm-hmm. And I come to find out I don't have that one. I thought I had that one. R2-D2 and C-3PO, we were just talking about them, having to sell them as a pair. They're about $23, and they are in the Rebels aesthetic.
Is that the one where R2 had like a rocket launcher or something?
No, negative. These actually look pretty. I mean, C-3PO is in like it's not even gold. It's not yellow. It's like a sandy brown color plastic. R2-D2 doesn't really look too much like the show. They look like he repackaged him from another action figure, like they repurposed him, because he doesn't really have the same aesthetic. C-3PO looks like a brand new sculpt from the show, but no, there's no rocket launcher.
Gotcha. Because I just remember opening a R2-D2 and C-3PO, and R2 had like some weird rocket launcher thing.
Is that? Shoot. Hold on. I'm pulling figures here so I can reference them, and I pulled the R2D2 and the C3PO from the Force Awakens double pack. I don't know what they call them. I don't know what the exact terminology is for these 2 packs that came out during the Force Awakens, but yes, R2D2 has some sort of giant missile launcher that you put on him, and he fires, and it doesn't show up in the movie.
Right.
That's weird.
I probably should go pull my Rebels figures, but yeah, they're way over there.
Over yonder, and the beer's closer.
You know what? Yeah, you talk for a minute. I'm gonna go grab them.
All right, the Wookiee warrior and Wolfroro. I'm trying to phonetically pronounce it. That's about $23. Sabine Wren in the Stormtrooper 2-pack. That one's going for $37. Vizago and IGRM is going for $30, and IGRM is the Ralph McQuarrie version of IG-88. Is one of the sketches that he made, and they just completely kind of pulled it as he drew it and made a new IG unit based on his sketch. Ezra Bridger is a cadet, and Kanan Jarrus is $20. Stormtrooper Commander and Harris Syndulla is $20. Of course, I don't have the Sabine Wren, and that one's $40. Well,
What's Sabine? Which Sabine is like $40? Is that the one?
It's the 2-pack. The Mission Series 08 Sabine Wren and the Stormtrooper is about $37. But I typically see it for about $40. I just need to suck it up and buy it.
Yeah, I don't have that one. Five Below, dude.
Yeah, I have to keep popping in there. So here's a question. There's 2-packs that came out during the Force Awakens line. It was Darth Vader and Ahsoka from the Rebels and the Rebels aesthetic, and then there's the Zeb and the Chopper. Which one do you think is selling more on eBay right now?
It's got to be Zeb and Chopper.
Oh, okay, you got it. Because I asked the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeb and Chopper is about $50, and Darth Vader and Ahsoka is $32. I just figured that the Ahsoka tax would make it even more than that.
Well, I think it's just because Chopper is so hard to find because they only released him on the Stormtrooper back. Right?
You're smart, man.
Dude, I know my Chopper.
You're a smart man.
And I've also learned that, the Ghost is so expensive because it's Zeb. He's like a $75 minifig because that's the only place you can get him is in that Ghost.
But you're talking about
I'm talking about the Lego Ghost.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the other Ghost, isn't there? The one that you collect the
Galactic Heroes, yes.
Yes. I was going to call them the Play School guys, but I didn't know if that was going to be insulting.
Same difference, man. Yeah, those are. Hold on, I need to save this podcast, the last podcast.
Oh yeah, don't miss that one.
Let me save that real quick. Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that one's going for insane. But that I do have the. That Play School Galactic Heroes Ghost. That's the only one they did, that in the Lego version. Where were we going?
I'm just running through prices. I can keep going.
Yeah, run some. What other stuff?
So the Force Awakens and Rogue One. I'm trying to figure out which one. Kanan is a Stormtrooper. That's from Rogue One.
Yep, that's the Rogue One.
That one's selling for $1.
Yeah, I paid $2 for it. I found it at Walgreens. And
you overpaid because you can get on eBay for $1 right now.
Damn. What about the Sabine on a Rogue One back? Just single Sabine.
Oh crap!
Looks
like I missed one. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Sabine, Rogue One, Sabine. I can't believe I missed one. Best offer. Let's see. I gotta filter this out so it's completed sales. But I mean, you're looking at 35, 36. That's the buy it now.
Okay.
Let's see. Sold. Completed items. Apply the filter. $21, $18, $20, $15.
Yeah, and the 2-pack you were mentioning the Hera with the Stormtrooper Commander.
Yeah.
It's a horrible sculpt to Hera, dude. I
Yeah.
thought it was a mistake. It's such a bad sculpt to Hera.
Um,
It-
Ezra. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's bad. It's horrible. She's got a big old pointy chin. I'm gonna put my old man glasses on so I can look at her.
I didn't
But
pull that
yeah,
one.
the paint app is horrible. It looks like her chin is just this huge point and her forehead's way too big.
Mhm.
It's just sloppy paint application on it. But I paid $5 for it at Five Below, so I can't complain. And then I have the Sabine on the Rogue One. And then they had two versions of Sabine. I think they had one with her helmet on and one with her helmet off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of variants. There's the Force Awakens Ezra with a helmet on and helmet off.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. They're both $12.
No, I don't have that one.
There's a Grand Inquisitor from the Force Awakens. He's about $12. There's Kanan. He's $12. There's the fifth brother.
Right.
He's $10. Rex was on. Oh shoot, there's another one that I forgot to pull. Let me go to good old eBay.
Yeah, I ended up with two Rexes, so gold mine. Come on. Big money, big money, big money.
$40, $20, $35, $30. So I mean, at most $40
Jeez.
plus $5 shipping. So that's the high end right there. Is $40 for that Rex Rex figure. Darth Maul and the Seventh Sister 2-pack.
Uh-huh.
That's $15. That was Rogue One,
Nice.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
Princess Leia. She had one figure for one episode that she showed up in, and I remember that being clearanced on Walmart. Like Walmart up in Syracuse couldn't get rid of those figures. She was there like for months. She's $13 right now. I was kind of talking that up to make it sound like she's $50 all of a sudden.
Right. Because I do have that one.
And I have a note here that $13 was the high end. The average for her figure was about $3.
Jeez.
And then there's Thrawn from the Rogue One card. He's $30.
Well, Thrawn, there was something weird. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
No, there was something like with his
pauldron.
yeah.
This is the pauldron? No.
Or
His
the
ranking.
ranking.
The ranking's off. There's one where it's not right, and then there's one where they corrected it.
Right.
And they don't remember which is which. But
I don't
if
either.
you're a variant hunter, it's out there. And then the last one, which was tough to find because he was part of the last wave in Rogue One. And then Entertainment Earth got a full case of them, and it was easy for a hot minute to get one from Entertainment Earth. And that's Fen Rao, who's one of the Mandalorians. He's got a jetpack. He's got a Mandalorian helmet that kind of fits over his head, and then it looks like he's got the TIE fighter pilots. They've got like this hose that comes down from their mask to their chest, and that's part of his helmet that kind of goes over his head. He's going for about $30. But at one point he was selling for about 100.
Really?
Yeah, the prices came down because he was so hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like everything has calmed down a little bit with that figure.
It's funny how everything seems to calm down, dude.
Yep. So let's play the price game when it comes
Yes.
to Black Series.
Black Series.
Which Rebels figure do you think is the most expensive on eBay in the past 3 months?
Probably Chopper again.
No.
No. And then we're taking Ahsoka out of the
You chose
equation.
no Ahsoka. Ahsoka's in here.
Okay.
You chose poorly.
I did, didn't I? Oh, and Zeb's a new mold, so it
Yep.
can't be him.
Nope.
Then it's not. Is it Hera? No.
No.
Kanan?
No.
Is it it's an oddball figure, isn't it?
No.
Is it Sabine?
No.
Who am I missing?
Ezra.
Ezra? Why is Ezra so expensive?
$60.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. And that's the 86 version. So there's two versions of Ezra. There's the red box version, and then there's the new purple box version. And the 86 version, the red box version, is $60, and the purple box version of Ezra is $23.
Wow.
Same
Well,
figure. Well, no, they have the face printing technology on the newer figure.
I do have to say that I was so happy that all they did was update the faces on those figures, because when I heard they were re-releasing the Rebels crew, I was like fearing that they were going to update the whole figure. And so they saved me like $100 because I didn't have to rebuy them all.
Good for you.
Yeah. Which it would have been awesome if they would have like updated them. You know, they could have updated the Sabine, because Sabine, all her armor, updates through, and it just keeps getting more and more awesome, because by the time what they call Jedi Hunter is the last incarnation of her that we see when Ahsoka picks her up. That paint on that armor, the black and purple, is just wow. It's such a striking suit of armor.
Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna open up a whole ball of feelings when it comes to Hasbro and how they're making figures now. It's just all repacks. But it could have been an easy repaint, like you're saying.
And they could have made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep. The cheapest Black Series is number 19, Kanan. He's coming in for 15. Chopper, 84. He's $20. Hera, 42. This is the red box line. She's $19. Sabine, 33, is $22. And Ahsoka, number 20, is currently about $30. And then when you get to the purple box line, Zeb is 25. Chopper's
that's under 20. Retail.
Yeah, that's the average. That's just the frustrating thing about Black Series collecting, is because these action figures have about a 2-month shelf life. After that 2 month, they normally double in price, and that's not the case. Maybe because they're widely available and people already have it, and Rebels doesn't resonate as much for other people as it does for you.
And I do have to, and that's sad, because that Zeb is one of the best Black Series figures I think they ever made.
Yeah, I have it here. I have it here in front of me. The thing about these Black Series figures is they keep it with the realistic versions of the characters. So it's not like a 6-inch version of the cartoon. They tried to make it look real.
Right.
Which is weird with the face printing stuff. But with this Zeb is a pretty good translation from screen to realism, to the point where it's like it could be part of the cartoon. I don't know if I'm communicating that right, but I mean, he looks so, it's just a nice blend between cartoon and realism that it works, and he's just a really good figure.
Yeah. And he's just got a bunch of joints, and that his weapon, his staff was I think you can hold it 3 or 4 different ways. There's 3 or 4 different configurations in that thing. So that's probably my favorite Black Series figure ever, is that Zeb. But I haven't opened the new Boba Fett yet, so it may change tomorrow.
That's a pretty good figure. I'm looking at the Boba Fett right here. It's pretty good. Did Sabine have orange eyes?
I don't know.
The Black Series, she has some orange eyes.
Huh.
But that's a pretty good figure. It's a nice detail. It's always good to have a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And she came with her paint applicator.
Yeah, that, and there's the paint all over her boots and everything. Because I'm looking at the 3 3/4 figure, and that's not on the not on that figure, but the Black Series. She's all painted up.
Ahsoka came with her white lightsabers, and she's a realistic version of the Rebels version of herself, her I don't know, her appearance, because in the show, The Mandalorian, her actual physical appearance as a live action character, I think it's called Leku, are a little bit shorter.
Right.
So even though this is supposed to be a realistic version, when you look at the realistic version, it doesn't translate, unfortunately.
Plus, it's a totally different character, or a different actress.
Yeah. So that's pricing. Oh, I didn't finish it. Sorry, real quick. Where did I leave off? Kanan was $19 in the purple line. Hera was $20. Sabine is $25, and Ahsoka is $32.
Nice.
In that purple box, where you can line them up and they make a giant photo on the side, which I really like in the Black Series packaging.
Yeah, it's cool packaging, but I'm not an inbox collector, so.
Yeah.
My Zeb, I don't know where I think my Zeb box I threw it away. I threw it out. Because it gets to the point where you're having boxes of boxes of boxes, and You just can't hold on to them anymore.
Yeah, I had people coming over. I had family driving through to Florida this past week, and I had all my vintage collection kind of piled up underneath where I display them. And little kids were coming, and I'm like, I should do something to protect it. So I went up to Steel Collectibles and I bought a comic book box to store them in. So now I'm boxing things again,
Yeah.
and that's something I'm trying to avoid. I got to figure out a way to add more room to my collection room.
Yeah.
My wife was talking about moving my desk. I know this is off topic, but I have my desk down here. So maybe moving it to the bedroom and making this area some sort of more collector focused.
But then we're going to record a late podcast episode and she's going to be mad at you.
I'm going to sit on the floor in the collecting room. Like, this is the place to do it. Like, I was able to pull figures and look at them. Like, I'm looking at the Fifth Brother and the Force Awakens. I really like the Force Awakens packaging.
Yeah.
How they have an illustration to the left and they have the figure. I don't know about these build of weapon that each figure came with. Like, you would buy three specific figures, and then you would come with some sort of weapon that you can build that has nothing to do with the movie or anything like that. But
no, it doesn't.
I like the packaging.
It is a cool package. I'm looking at my Rex right now, and he's cool looking.
The Unkar Plut that came with that was a good figure.
What did you just do the 3 3/4 in the Black Series?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you want me to look something up?
No, it's no big deal. No, hold on.
What do you want?
I can.
I mean,
no,
that's
let
all
me
that
do it.
matters.
Yeah, it is. I don't give a shit about you, Jason. No, I'm just for grins and giggles because I got a Funko app. I'm gonna pull it up because I'm curious what the Rebels.
Yeah, while you pull it up, there's other modern collecting items that have just shot through the roof.
Uh-huh.
And this is Rebels related. The first appearance of Thrawn in a comic book, Heir to the Empire, is selling for about $300 right now.
Wow.
And it depends on the quality and the condition. It could be as low as 70, but it can be as much as $300. All because of the Mandalorian. Because he was mentioned in the Mandalorian, and now everybody's just shooting things up.
All right. So for some reason, I'm trying to enter in Rebels on the Funko app, and it's not just bringing me up Rebels. But I looked up these are the Funko Pops. Grand Admiral Thrawn was $250 for a freaking Funko Pop. Ezra is $49.
Wow.
Let me look up the Ahsokas.
Yeah, that's what people really want to know.
People
What's
really
Ahsoka
want to.
price?
Come on, I spelled it wrong. S. How do you spell it? There it is. I think. No, I spelled it. How do you spell Ahsoka?
AHSOKA.
Spelled. I got.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. I got my freaking. There we go.
Ahsoka.
All right. So the Rebels Ahsoka. There's two versions. There's a hologram version. The hologram version is $95. The regular version is $135.
Wow.
Jeez. Let me look at Kanan.
But Thrawn is the most.
Thrawn is the most. Damn it. I totally spelled it. K-A-I.
No, Kanan.
Kanan. See, I would never be a school teacher. Kanan's $55.
Class, how do we spell Kanan?
M-A-U-L, Darth Maul. Because there's so many different there's a bunch of different Darth Mauls. Rebels Darth Maul is $70. Wow. Hera, Hera, $50. My God, I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Chopper.
That'll pay for your water main break.
Yeah, $75 for Chopper, 25 for the what's it called? The Imperial.
Womp, womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp. Zeb. And this is, I'm sure everybody's $40. Jeez. All right, now let me look up Sabine. S-A-B-I-N-E. I can spell Sabine because that's my dog's name. Sabine is $40 and $50 a piece for both versions. Jesus. Wow. And then just Seventh Sister. Yeah, those are going for like the Seventh Sisters, like $14.
Nobody cares about the seventh sister. They really like the sixth sister. If we're being honest, that's where it's at.
Yeah, jeez. Funko Pops are crazy, man. Jeez,
I'm glad I was late to that game and never got into it.
Yeah, part of me wants to sell more of mine, but then part of me is like, I think I'm going to be disappointed because the Rebels was a labor of love to complete that run, and then I've got the good Back to the Future run, and yeah, I don't know if I could sell them.
What if the Rebels came to the vintage collection? Would you buy those?
Yes.
Okay, that's an easy question.
It is. Well, I really want them to do a Ghost, a Hasbro Pulse Ghost, but I don't think it's going to be a big enough pull to do that.
No, I think we've passed that prime, unless it shows up in the Mandalorian or the Ahsoka show.
Don't even.
The Ghost might have a second life if it shows up in the Ahsoka show, and it's a cool thing that everybody loves.
Right. That was part of my number one womp womp for my tattoo, my Ghost tattoo. Is I got it done. The lady, it was basically an apprentice that was looking for people to get tattooed. So I basically got it for free.
That could have gone horribly wrong.
It could have, but dude, I followed her I do a lot of research when it comes to tattoos.
Okay.
So I didn't jump into it. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't because I followed her enough to where I could still back out of it. And she's apprenticed under Brandon Bond, which is a big time known as Star Wars geek. And his comment on my tattoo was, "I have no clue what ship that is." I'm like, damn it.
You're not that big of a Star Wars geek, dude.
Exactly. You need to watch
this
Rebels.
appeared in Rogue One.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Right.
And Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of
Skywalker? It was there, I think.
It was there. I don't know if it was the Ghost or not, but it was the freaking Ghost. I will call it the Ghost.
I don't know if it was the Ghost, but it was the Ghost. I love that line.
There you go. That's the title. The title of the episode. I don't know if it was the Ghost, but it was the Ghost. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. How much do you just have the 3 3/4 in the Black Series? You don't have anything like off or
No, the only other thing that I have is that Rebels is the PVC figures that came with they were like Disney store. Oh, I also have all the Disney Infinity figures.
That's a run I want to complete.
That's probably cheap.
Yeah, I had at one of the meetups, I had one of the guys had brought all his Infinity figures, and he had like 20 or 30 of them, and he had the Rebels run, and I'm like, dude, I just want the Rebels one, and he wouldn't break the lot up.
Oh, yeah, I have them all. They look cartoony,
right?
They're even more simpler than the Rebels version, but there was a Kanan, an Ezra, a Sabine, and a Zeb. And I think at some point they were going to make a Hera, but they canceled that whole line for whatever reason. I thought it was selling really well, but I guess it wasn't because they canceled.
Yeah, and I like that Sabine because she's got her foot up on a stormtrooper helmet and kind of cocky, and it's a cool mold of Sabine.
Yeah, she's got her spray paint gun kind of cocked, and she's looking at it like, yeah, I'm the boss.
Yeah, I love.
Ezra's pretty hefty. Zeb is pretty hefty.
Is he?
As a figure, yeah, it's a lot of plastic there.
Yeah,
that was a fun game, Disney Infinity. My son and I loved that.
Cool.
But I kept on the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I remember last time I was over, you were like, my son gave me all these Rebels figures. He don't want them anymore.
Yeah, the PVC ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I collect the art. I've got, if I can find me a piece of good piece of Rebels art, I buy it. Hero Fide's got some awesome Rebels art that I've bought off him. What else? Then the Play School figures, the Galactic Heroes. I've got pretty much, I've got a full run of those except for the Phantom. But
you want to talk? I know you've told the story before, but how you got into the production, because this is relevant, the pre-production of the Galactic Heroes.
Yeah, it just sort of, I think I might have said it a couple episodes ago, but it
You
was
did.
yeah, we can talk about it again, but it was just sort of we were at the IC 2 years ago. I was at IC 2 years ago, and Anthony out of Birmingham showed up, or Alabama. I don't know if he's Birmingham, but you think Alabama, you think Birmingham. He showed up with totes of stuff. I open a tote. There's a ghost. No clue what it is, but I know that it's pre-production Ghost, and I've bought it, and it just sent me down a rabbit hole of pre-production run of Rebels, Galactic Heroes, and even if you like the boxed Ghost is $150 right now. I've seen it going for on eBay.
Really?
An unboxed one is like $60, $70, complete with the figures.
Wow.
Yeah, so Rebels, it's starting to come back. But I think the Ahsoka mentioning Grand Admiral Thrawn is cracking that door open because people are starting to do their research.
Yeah.
And you realize that Grand Admiral Thrawn is tied into Rebels, which will probably bring up Sabine and because Sabine meets up with Ahsoka at the end of Rebels, so you're at least going to see Sabine.
Yeah.
And you're going to at least mention Ezra. And Grand Admiral Thrawn's got to make an appearance too. So, yeah, that's what.
Did we ever settle on a timeline when that takes place? I'm trying to remember.
They did not, because it is 5 year. It's 5 to 10 years after the epilogue is 5 to 10 years after the when Ezra and Thrawn take off.
Okay.
So
Mandalorian was kind of like right before the epilogue, right?
Right.
I remember right.
So they're saying Mandalorian takes place in that 5 to 10 years. That's all that Dave Filoni would say. That he was like, yeah, it could have happened right before the epilogue, or it could happen right after the epilogue. You never got a definitive answer, but he's like, it's in that time frame. That's all you got.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that show.
Yeah.
Basically, Rebels season 5.
Yeah.
Although I have no knowledge of anything, like that's just my assumption that it's Rebels season 5.
It has to be, dude. There's no way that they're gonna let name drop Grand Admiral Thrawn and name drop drop the Darksaber and drop have Ezra tied in, not Ezra, have Ahsoka tied in to Sabine at the end of Rebels, and you may not be a full season, but you're gonna get an arc. You're going to get a Rebels arc in the Ahsoka show. There's no way if Dave Filoni doesn't do that in the Ahsoka show, at least an arc, a 3 or 4 episode arc, he's going to lose me. It's going to upset me. I'm going to be that upset that I may not watch anything Dave Filoni does ever again.
Oh no. Oh no. Don't lose Glenn.
Yeah. Don't like he really gives a crap about me. And yeah.
No, but you're one of his most passionate fans.
It is, dude. I freaking love Rebels. And I think it's also another reason I love Rebels is because it binds the generations, or it jumps generations, because you can have like somebody like my grandson who he still loves Star Wars, but we could watch this cartoon together, and enjoy it. Like you were saying, you and your son. So it binds that generation gap. It jump or whatever. I don't know what the right terminology is, but it bridges the generation gap. That's the word.
Yep. Yeah. I'll always remember Rebels with a fond heart, I guess, because my son and I watched it. Like he's growing up now. I told him, I'm watching Rebels. I invited him on the podcast to kind of remember, to kind of give his memory of Rebels. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'll just play Zelda. I'm playing my video games. So I just remember the time when he was excited about Rebels and wanted to watch it every week. We would wait for it. And like you said, it came out at 9. Was it last episode? You said it came out at 9 and we would have to record it and watch it the next morning. Sometimes when it was like a season ender, we'd watch it late at night.
Yeah.
I mean, for a little kid, like 5 or 6-year-old, that was late for him, 9:00.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Not for my grandkids when they're over at Mimi and Wampa's house.
Well, yeah. Well, you guys spoil them. They're grandparents. That's what grandparents do. If parents are like, it's 6:30, go to bed.
There are nights where I'm like, dude, there are days where I'm like, all right, it is after lunch. It's nap time. I don't care if you go to sleep. You need to lay down and close your eyes for an hour.
Wampa needs his rest.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy.
When you wake up at 6 a.m., and it's not just like, hey, I'm going to sit down and watch TV at 6 a.m. It's like, I want to go play outside. No, we don't. I don't play that way here.
Wampa don't play that.
Mm.
So,
What else are you excited? Do you want anything that to happen with Rebels? Are you wanting any, like, is there any collectible that you're itching to have from the show that they haven't produced yet?
the Bendu. No, I'm joking. No, they.
I am the Bandu.
No, they never made a Chopper. The only thing that pops up is Chopper in the Imperial disguise. That would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
Even if it's Black Series repainted. You have something similar to that, right?
Right. I have a custom that Narayan gifted me a couple of Christmases ago, which is an incredible figure. The guy did an awesome job on it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's Hasbro produced, factory produced.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a Ghost, like you previously said, that would be cool to have, although that would be the same size as this Legacy Falcon, the Smugglers Run Falcon, and that would be, like a $400 ticket.
Dude, I would be happy with something, just a smaller version of the Ghost where, maybe you
They made a Phantom.
Yeah, I don't have the Phantom, but that's going for big money. That's going for like $80-$90 right now, isn't it?
Really?
I think
Holy smokes.
It's expensive. I've got the Y Bomber, but I bought the Y Bomber because I'm like, oh, cool, it comes with the chopper, and it didn't. Yeah, it came with it came with Caden, but it didn't come with chopper. I was like, damn it. And I'm not gonna put I don't have a chopper to put in there, so I'm not opening a $50 chopper to put in a $5 vehicle.
So you have crossed the dark side of not opening action figures.
Yes,
there
are certain ones I won't open. I know what this chopper is worth, and it will not open. And then I also have the Ezra on the Stormtrooper card, and those I know those cards are important.
Mm-hmm.
They're
respect.
Yes, I have respect
for
those
respect.
Cards. Damn it!
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add. I just yelled, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I paid $8 for my Ezra. Look at that.
Wow.
It has an $8 price tag on it.
That's a pretty good price.
Right.
It's cheaper than the current price.
Yeah. And my I'm just turning them over, looking at them, and my choppers actually got the Disney. I guess Disney put different UPCs on them.
Oh, they included the Outrider in Rebels, didn't they? I'm looking at my collection. I'm just trying to remember if I had anything else that came from Rebels. But from Shadows of the Empire, the Outrider.
Did it? Was it?
Yeah, there was a little kid that was driving it, wasn't it?
I don't know. Crap.
Outrider, Star Wars, Rebels.
Well, they released a lot of stuff with the Rebels logo on it. Because my wife bought a lawn ornament of an AT-AT, and it says from Star Wars Rebels, and it's like, no, that's from Empire Strikes Back. They just slapped Star Wars Rebels on
well, they never sold it under the Star Wars Rebels title.
Okay.
It was Shadows of the Empire.
Right.
But they did sell. I didn't look that up. Let me look that up. There was the Grand Inquisitor TIE Fighter.
Yeah, they did that. As Hera has a wing. I have that.
Let's see, unboxed. It's $40. Boxed. Oh, 45. That's not bad. That's a Target exclusive with the Inquisitor.
Ooh.
$50 on eBay. This is what they're currently asking. I'm not looking for closed pieces. There was a Black Series titanium small guy for $15 on. Do you have any of the Hallmark ornaments from Rebels?
They only made a Zeb.
Well, you have it then.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I thought was a very odd figure to start that run with.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be making any more, so that's probably the end of that run. There was also the Jack specific versions of the figures too. There was a Grand Inquisitor, a Kanan and Ezra.
Yeah, I do have. They did make because there's two versions of a Hallmark ornament. There's like the Hallmark store version, and then there's the Walmart version.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a Walmart or a version of Chopper, which is actually, I think, a little bit more size wise. Is a pretty for some of the figures.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good scale.
I see a Lego Imperial Assault Carrier from Star Wars Rebels for $350, and the Lego TIE Advance prototype. That's what it's called. It's not an actual prototype from Lego. It's the TIE Fighter. It's the Inquisitor's TIE Fighter for $444.
Jeez.
I mean, Lego's worth more than gold. Let me
Yeah.
look up.
Look up the Ghost. Look it up. Tell me.
Ghost. And this is what they're asking for. This is not what it's sold for. Just to make sure we say that so people don't think this is what it's sold for. What do you think it's selling for?
It's between $300 and $400.
Well, I see one on Amazon for $500, $5. And then there's this one on Amazon for $700.
Is that the one with the? Because they had two versions of it. I think one came with the Phantom, and that one's more expensive.
The boxes look pretty similar.
Okay.
What are some of these websites? StockX. This is $578. eBay $700. Here's one where it looks like I don't know if this is the back of the box with the Phantom popping off. That's $794. There's one of the Phantom only for $214. The Phantom only for $144. That's just a big price difference.
Yeah.
There's no consistency there.
But you're looking on Amazon, right?
I'm going Google shopping.
Okay.
I'm not trying to find completed auctions or things like that. That's just the current asking price.
Gotcha.
There's a Ezra speeder bike on eBay for $362.
What?
Yeah, Lego.
Okay.
Rex's ATTE or the ATE. If you're gonna say AT, you gotta say ATE. It's $200.
Jeez.
Lego is just insane. That's an investment right there. People will buy it and then sell it a couple years later, and that'll fuel your Lego collection. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we got for Star Wars Rebels collecting there.
Yeah, don't you know? Who holds head?
That's right.
Why'd you have to give that dog my beer? Why'd you have to give that guy my dad's beer money, eh? It's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I was trying to do the Chicago accent.
Chicago. Oh, yeah.
Chicago accent there. What?
The Bears. Yeah,
the Bears.
Strange Brew.
That's the SDC Second City's SCC TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta see that at some point.
Yeah, it's from the 80s.
That's Canadian though. They do more Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mother-in-law's from Minnesota, and so that Minnesotan comes out every now and again.
Oh yeah, she talks like this.
Yeah, it comes out every now and again.
For whatever reason, I can slip into Chicago like it's nothing.
Yeah.
There's a certain team from a certain town known as the Bears.
The Bears.
I went to Chicago one time to get some training on Adobe After Effects, and I get off the plane and I'm like, I'm hungry, so I go to the first Subway that I find and I place my order, and the sandwich, they're called the sandwich artist, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it. She's making the sandwich and this guy comes in, and so the second sandwich artist comes to take his order, and she's like, what bread do you want that on? And he goes, rye. And I just lost it. I'm like, yep, I'm in Chicago. I want that on rye bread.
Jeez.
Has nothing to do with Star Wars, by the way. But
Yeah.
actually, George lives in Chicago now. Have you seen the video? There's a YouTube video. I should send it to you if you haven't seen it, of some guy trying to shoot a documentary, and George Lucas just walks in the background.
Oh my God.
He's walking through Chicago. He's just he's just talking about this doc, and George walks behind him, and he realizes he's on camera, and he just darts into the building.
Oh my God. Wow.
I gotta find it. It's hilarious.
Dude, okay, all right. Speaking of, I've got people running away from me at the airport.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I was waiting at the airport. This was like ex-wife. One of her friends was in town, and he had like a layover at the airport. So we went down to the airport and was meeting him and having lunch or whatever, hanging out, waiting on him. And I look up and Kirk Cameron's right there.
Uh-oh.
And I went, oh my God, that's Kirk Cameron. And he heard me and like ran.
Oh no.
I'm like, I thought you were a good Christian. Wouldn't you at least say God bless you? Or, you know? And the guy that was with them just like totally smiled at me. And I was like, oh Lord. I was like, that's Kirk Cameron.
I don't have any stories like that.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
I pay attention to that kind of stuff whenever I'm at an airport or when I'm near places. You know, you just kind of learn what to look for. And
actually, one time in Syracuse, it was a Carousel Mall. People don't know this. Destiny. Walking into KB when that was still a thing, and Jim Boeheim, who's the coach of Syracuse Orange, was walking out with, I think, his son. And his son is actually playing basketball right now. He's a pretty good player. But I'm just like, oh, that's Jim Boeheim. My sister was with me. She's like, oh my God, that's Jim. He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, he's just this whole next level of celebrity in Syracuse because he's the coach of Syracuse Orange basketball. But she's just, oh my God, I'm just, Kim, shh, quiet, just be cool. That's the only story I have to relate to your story.
Right. And one time I was at, because I used to work at like a Publix that was in Johns Creek, or what's now Johns Creek, which is where all the athletes used to live. Because there was, there's a lot of gated communities in that area. And there was a retired baseball player at Walmart, and everybody knew who he was, but everybody left him alone. And there was this one guy that saw him and like ran to the sports section to buy a baseball to have him autograph it. And then as he's checking out, he's like, are you going to charge me more for this baseball because it's autographed? And he was just like so over the top excited. You know, I'd understand being that excited, but it's like, dude, act like you've been there before.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Yeah, especially when you do that at a Comic-Con, you know?
Yeah, not here.
Not at Walmart.
Well, I just sent you the George Lucas in the background of some random documentary.
How long of a
documentary?
How long of a video? Let me.
It's 20 seconds, but you can watch it afterwards.
No, I want to see this because I know we got to go, but
yeah, it's hilarious.
Look, come on, there it is. There's that. Come on, computer. There we go. YouTube.
Can you hear that? I was just playing it, but I don't know if the camera.
All right.
I don't know if people will hear it though, but the dude's just talking about processing.
Yeah.
It's completely random.
Yeah, and homeboy has no clue.
And George speeds up like he knows that the camera's on him. He's just like, I don't want to be part of this.
Come on, pyro processing.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. And the video I sent you has they add music when George pops up to make things like George is on the hot seat or something. We're gonna post it as part of this after, as part of the whole like show run, so you can see it.
Oh, that's so good! Wow,
it's hilarious. Anyways, that's our show this week. We'll see you at ICCCCCC.
Yes, in Chicago, not Chicago, in
Nashville.
Nashville,
a certain city with a certain team called the Titans.
Yes, with a bunch of country music. I told my wife, we were trying to find places to go, and she's talked about going up to Nashville instead of Cincinnati. And I'm like, Nashville's like New Orleans, but with country music instead of jazz. And she's like, no.
No, not going to do it.
No, not going to do it.
Can't fool me.
Nope. All right, Jason, Go get some ice cream, dude. I got
Yeah.
some sun today, man. I'm burned.
Did you? I was wearing a hoodie, so I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I knew when I took my hoodie off or whatever, my flannel. I was like, ouch, this is gonna hurt. So, all right, man. I'll see you in a couple of weeks in Nashville.
Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. That's how I'm signing off.
All right.
You're probably like, what the hell is he doing? How many drinks did he have?
How many
You
what?
don't drinks?
Drinks? Just 2.
No, I'm saying like he probably. was
Oh,
like
you?
a drunk.
Yes.
No.
That Knobs Creek really goes far.
No, I felt nothing.
Yeah, you're like Doc Brown in the Old West. How many shots has he had?
One.
He didn't even had that one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. I gotta watch that. Back to the Future 3. Anyways.
Good night, Jason.
Good night.